60 years ago, passengers going across Texas from San Antonio to El Paso looked forward to a watering stop at one of the West's most famous towns, Vinegaroon. But there, running the place as an absolute monarch, lived Judge Roy Bean, known far and wide as the law west of the Pecos. Rough as the West was, he was born rougher, and he lived his life and dealt out justice with harsh single-mindedness. That is, until he happened to see a picture of a lady.
Let your whistles right over there, Jen.
Sounds good, man. Let's go.
Step right up, boys. Beer 10 cents, whiskey a quarter.
Give me a beer, please.
Man,
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, I never seen that. Oh, I mean, that right travel.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, Clem.
So you're the law west of the Pecos. No, we've heard a lot about you, Judge Bean, but I never expected to see you doing this.
Well, I'm not particular about whether I practice in front or behind the bar. Either way, it's a living. Good morning, Doc.
No, Roy. Someday they're not going to laugh at that bar joke of yours anymore. Then what are you going to do?
Get them to move the railroad track. Get sick and tired of it anyway. Every time one of them trains comes in, dang near rattles all the glass off the bar. Is the one you're looking for?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, what do you know? 10-pound boy. My daughter's doing fine.
How does it feel to be a grandfather?
Just fine, Roy. Just fine. Though, it's going to seem kind of funny being married to a grandmother. You know, Roy, it seems a shame that now that you've lived better than half a century, you've got nothing but, well, this. Ben Franklin said, a man without a wife is like a half pair of scissors.
Just the same, I've done a lot of fine cutting up in my time. Besides, I tried marriage once and it didn't work. Since then, I figured that a woman's like good whiskey. Man can appreciate all kinds, but it doesn't make sense to sign up a lifetime contract with one distillery.
How about a refill, Judge?
Well, Lily Langtree. I'll say one thing, Roy, you have excellent taste.
I thought it might lend the place a little class.
I didn't mind at that.
I thought maybe some of the boys come in here might start behaving like gentlemen. After all, a lady has some influence. I hate rough stuff.
Well, good night, Roy. I'll most likely be seeing you tomorrow. What did he do?
Do? He made remarks about Miss Langtry's picture shouldn't be said about a dance hall girl, that's what.
Well, it's a good thing you hate rough stuff, Roy.
Yeah.
And your reporter gratefully records that this was one of the happiest evenings ever in the theatre. The entire company was excellent, but of course our biggest bouquet must go to Lily Langtry, whose exquisite beauty, statuesque bearing, magnetism, and inspired delivery of the author's lines lit the whole stage with a roseate glow. And that's the last of the reviews.
I must say, they've all been quite good. Victor, have you ever heard of a Judge Roy Bean?
No. Why?
I've a letter from him. He sounds most interesting, and he's paid me a lovely compliment. He's named a saloon after me.
Probably wants you to attend the opening and unveil all kinds of fabulous artwork.
Hardly in a town by the name of Vinegaroon.
A saloon? In Vinegaroon?
Oh, Victor, I'm afraid that travel has not broadened you sufficiently. In America, a saloon is not an elegant drawing room for displaying works of art. Here, a saloon is more like an English pub.
What? Somebody's named a pub after you? Well, it must be quite spiffy.
From what I've read, I doubt if cowboys, especially way out in Texas, would be apt to patronize anything very spiffy. Oh, Victor, I think this is so delightful. I'm going to write him a personal thank you note.
Hi there, young fella.
Hi. It's a long, dry piece of country out there. Beer?
Best brew west of the Pecos. Where are you from?
California.
Where you headed?
St. Louis.
What's your handle?
Bronson. Judd Bronson. They call me Bronk. You must be Judge Bean.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Now, just what do you mean by that?
She's so beautiful.
If there's anything else you've got to say, I think I ought to warn you that...
She's just like I remember her. You know, I saw her in a play in San Francisco.
You saw her? Miss Lily in the flesh?
I was way up high. And everybody just looked itty-bitty down there on the stage. I reckon that's the closest I'll ever get to heaven. With her there and all. She was the prettiest woman I ever saw in my whole life. You know something, Judge? You want to know how pretty she was? She was even prettier than my mother. My mother was a mite prettier than most women. My mother was beautiful. Mr. Bean, I'm sorry I can't pay for another.
You can't buy anything in here, boy. Here. You say she's as pretty as she is in that?
She's prettier.
You and me are gonna have a long talk, boy. Come hell or high water, I'm gonna see Miss Lily one of these days. And before I do, I want to know all about her.
Morning, Roy. Oh, I see you finally broke down and got a gold frame for Lily. No thanks, too early in the day. I just dropped by for some cigars. By the way, I suppose you're going to pay me for the new business cards that I'm going to have printed.
What do you mean by that?
Well, here's one of my cards. It says Louis M. Lathrop, M.D., Vinegaroon. Now, as long as they're no longer a Vinegaroon, any out-of-town folks needing medical help won't know where to find me.
You'll probably live longer.
Now, you keep talking like that, Roy. The next time you need headache powders, I might slip you a little arsenic.
I think that's what you did the last time. Ain't felt right since.
Well, nobody feels right when they're in love.
God darn you, Doc. You're the meanest cuss I ever knew. You think just 'cause you're a sawbones you can poke a man in his feelings the same way you poke him in the belly when he's got the cramps.
Roy, diagnosing is my specialty. And I say any man who'd up and change the name of a whole town because of a woman isn't merely suffering from a case of cramps. Oh, no. He's got something gnawing at him here.
Friend or no friend, I'm gonna smack you right in the nose if you don't quit digging your spurs into me.
As Thomas Moore once wrote, there is nothing half so sweet in life as love's young dream.
Why, you... To Judge Roy Bean, with affection, Lily Langtree. Oh, Lily, Lily, I'm sorry. I've got to see you. I've got to. Even if I never get to touch you, somehow, somewhere, I'm gonna see you.
This Judge Bean is about the most persistent correspondent I've ever heard of. And the amazing thing is how he keeps track of our itinerary. No matter what town we're in, there's always a letter for you.
Open it, Victor.
Oh, there's a newspaper clipping. Listen to this. It's from a San Antonio newspaper. A dispatch from Washington today gave official recognition to Judge Roy Bean's self-designated status of the law west of the Pecos. The Post Office Department announces that as a result of an order issued by Judge Bean, the town of Vinegaroon in our fair state will henceforth be known as Langtree.
Oh, how thrilling! Well, just imagine having a town named after one. Do you know something, Victor? I'm very touched. It's really quite romantic. Victor, give it to me. Listen. Lily, dearest, I hope your Denver trip is successful and that you really conquer with She Stoops to Conquer. I wanted to get up there to see you, but I've got some cases pending in court. Cattle rustlers have been hanging around town when they should be from trees. I keep promising myself I'll ride up and see you one of these days, but I never can get up the spunk. Someday I hope to do it. Much love, Roy.
Oh,
Oh, I don't care what you think, Victor. It is romantic. He's a true character of the great American West.
How you feeling, Roy?
All right.
You taking that tonic I left with you? You want to know something, Roy? I think you need something besides medicine. The conductor dropped off the San Antone paper when the train came through. Lily Langtree's playing over there. Roy, you've been way down in the cellar ever since you decided you couldn't make that trip to Denver. So, San Antone's only a couple of 100 miles away. Why don't you go over there, see Lily? Do you good.
Look, Doc, I named the Jersey Lily Saloon and the town of Langtree after her because she's not only a beautiful woman, but a great and famous actress. It ain't no different than naming a town in Nebraska after Abe Lincoln, or a place in Wyoming after Buffalo Bill Cody.
Okay, so you're not in love, so don't make the trip. But I'll tell you one thing you better do. You better let me give you a checkup. You've been drooping too long.
And let you jab at my innards the way you poke in my private affairs? No, sir. You were right the first time. I will go see Lily.
Roy? Roy, you in there? Roy? Roy?
Dearest Lily, when I couldn't get up to Denver to see you, I made up my mind that I'd get over to San Antone and buy a theater ticket there. I got your letter offering to present the town with an ornamental drinking fountain, and I thank you. However, it would only be useless, as the only thing the citizens of Langtree don't drink is water. And you needn't have thanked me for naming the town after you, Lily. I wish I could name the whole world after you. By the way, I hope you'll forgive me if I don't come backstage. I probably won't get up the nerve again. Maybe it's better I don't anyway. Right now, I'm gonna take a good, long rest. Much love, Roy.
A good, long rest. Why, you cantankerous old coot. You were in love, weren't you?
Right on the nose. Yep. It doesn't happen very often. Hey, somebody must be getting off. She's stopping.
Why, it's her. Lily. I mean, Miss Langtree.
Look.
Miss Langtree?
I'm Victor Corelli, Miss Langtree's manager. To whom have I the pleasure of speaking?
I am Dr. Louis Lathrop. This is Mr. W.H. Dodd.
A pleasure, sir. Miss Lily Langtree. May I present Dr. Lathrop and Mr. Dodd.
Miss Langtree, this is indeed a great pleasure.
It's a great moment for me, Dr. Lathrop.
Miss Langtree requested the train be stopped here so that she might visit the town that was named after.
And most of all, I want to meet Judge Roy Bean.
Miss Langtree, I wish I could have spared you the sad news.
You mean he's dead?
Quite a while ago. I'm sorry.
Oh, I did so want to thank him for his sweet letters. And he promised he'd show me the town and the saloon he named after me.
Mr. Dodd here is Judge Bean's successor. Both he and I are old friends of Roy's. And I'm sure Roy would be glad to have us accept your thanks for him. And I am also sure that he would approve us showing you his town. Your town, really, Miss Langtree. And I know that Roy would be very proud to have you visit the Jersey Lily. Shall we?
Of course.
Oh, I wish Roy could have been with us today just for this. Would have been the proudest day of his life, I'm sure.
Well, that's how Lily Langtree came to see her town. She always stated that her greatest disappointment was not meeting Judge Roy Bean. For though her life was filled with the adoration and applause of the whole world, her greatest single honor was when Judge Bean gave her name to Langtree, Texas. The hardy people who shaped the West brought with them only the barest essentials. A wagon, a plow, a few tools, their pots and pans. Even their religion was stripped clean of all that seemed pretentious and unnecessary. Under that sky, across those plains and deserts and mountains, they relied on a direct, uncluttered kind of faith. Religion was a day-to-day affair, and God was an immediate being, a ready ally when the Indians attacked, a not-too-distant neighbor you could talk over your troubles with, a father responsible for all that was bright and tragic, from the Mississippi River to the California coast. And nowhere on the countless pages of Western history was there anyone to whom God was more real and familiar than the woman we shall meet tonight in the startling story of Canary Harris versus the Almighty.
I never seen lovelier beans than you got this year, Canary. They're just sweet as sugar.
It's all that nice rain we had last month.
You ought to put some up and enter 'em at the county fair over to New Hope. Delbert and I are driving over there tomorrow. Now, why don't you go with us?
Oh, thanks, Lucy. I promised Sister Fanny I'd help her with the Dart and Heart quilt.
Oh, land sakes, Canary, you're always so busy doing for your neighbors. You ought to take time to enjoy yourself. Ever since George has been gone, you don't go nowheres.
Well, it's my Christian duty to help where I'm needed. And besides, Lucy, that fair at New Hope ain't my idea of real pleasure, you know. Gawking at other folks' pickles and crocheted pillow slips. Nah.
Well, there's horse racing in the afternoon and the theatricals at night.
Can't abide horse racing, and I had my fill of theatricals when George was alive.
Well, it don't do you no good to sit here and brood about George being gone.
I don't brood. The Almighty saw fit to take him away, and there's no use arguing when the Lord makes up his mind.
And there's no use arguing with you, neither. I never seen a stubborner woman. Well, thanks for the beans, Canary.
Anytime, Lucy.
Maybe you'll change your mind about the fair.
I won't change my mind.
I just think you ought to get out a little, Canary. You're never going to get no excitement sitting there on your front porch. Land sakes!
Lord Almighty, Lucy, it's raining rocks.
I never will understand small-town customs. Fire, flood, a funeral, any disaster is an excuse to bring out the best food in the house.
I notice you're always the first one there, Jason Spoonover, sporting your city airs.
Well, a good lawyer has to know what's going on. When are you going to have me over for dinner?
Right after church on Sunday.
Now, Canary, you know that I don't clutter my life with church going and Bible pounding.
And I don't clutter mine with heathen unbelievers.
Oh, I tell you, Reverend, it was like a great avalanche right from the sky. And the porch fell in, and Canary pretty near with it.
Now, calm down. The porch must have been weak. A sudden gust of wind could have collapsed it.
Weak? My front porch? George put that together with his own two hands, and he never built nothing that wouldn't outlast him. And now look at it. Not a stick big enough to train a pea vine on. What am I going to do for a porch?
Canary, here's your culprit. Yeah. Lucy was right. Was an avalanche. Meteorites.
What?
Well, I'll be. I saw some of these in a museum in Baltimore. It's a meteorite. A shooting star, Canary.
Here, let me see that.
A whole shower of them. You're lucky you weren't killed.
Oh, the Almighty was looking out for you this morning, Sister Canary.
Reverend Farr, I do believe that you'd find an excuse to drag in the Almighty at an all-night party down at the Circus Saloon.
Do you mean this fell off on a star?
Something like that.
Smack onto my front porch?
Smack through your front porch, I'd say.
Why? Why did it fall on me?
An act of God, Canary. With apologies to Mr. Spoonover. An act of God and a mighty rare one. This wouldn't happen again in 1,000 years.
An act of God.
Sure you won't have some of this lemon squash, Canary?
No, thank you, Jason. As I was saying, I've been thinking all night what to do about my porch. Now, do you remember the time them railroad surveyors came across Cyrus Brody's field and tromped his lucerne?
Mm-hmm.
And what did Cyrus do about that?
He sued the Union Pacific.
Exactly.
I don't understand what that has to do with your porch.
Well, simple, Jason. I'm going to sue the party responsible for the damages.
Now, that's impossible. No one's responsible for meteorites, unless it's the Almighty himself.
That's who I'm going to sue.
What?
Well, I've searched the bottom of my soul, and I don't see any reason for...
There doesn't have to be a reason. It just happened.
Oh, Reverend Farr said it at George's funeral. There is a reason for everything. Even for George dropping over dead suddenly.
Reverend Farr, that pious old windbag.
Don't you speak disrespectful of the finest man in the whole territory. Except maybe Bishop Tuttle over at Fever Springs. Anyway, let me finish. I have searched and searched my soul, and this is one act of God I can't reason out. I think maybe, for the first time in history, he made a mistake.
You wouldn't sue God if an earthquake flattened your house or a tornado blew it into the next county, now would you?
Oh, well, a tornado wouldn't take just my house. And an earthquake would flatten the whole town. You see, what happened to me singled me out.
Oh, Canary, you're taking this too personally.
Well, no matter. What I came in to ask you was, will you take my case?
There's absolutely no precedent for this kind of thing. How do you go about suing somebody that doesn't exist?
Oh, I expected you'd say something like that. Tell me, Jason, does the Tower of London exist?
Of course it does.
Uh-huh. How do you know? Have you seen it?
No. But if I were to go to London, it'd be there.
And if you'd go to church once in a while, the Almighty'd be there. And you'd quit your eternal blaspheming.
All right, if you're so certain about this, why do you come to me at all? Why don't you go directly to God and ask him to raise up your porch overnight?
I thought of that. And he could do it, too. But I figure God likes things done right, through proper channels, so to speak. If he didn't, George and I would have set up housekeeping 30 years ago by ourselves, without waiting for the circuit rider to come around and marry us legal. No, God likes things organized, so I got to do it this way. And I need your help.
All right, supposing I agreed. How does one go about suing the Almighty?
Well, seeing as our lawyer and as your business, I think you'd know without me having to tell you. Who is his representative here in the town of Amity?
His representative?
And sakes, I don't know how you run your business without me. The Reverend Medford Farr is, that's who.
Of course. We can serve the papers on the Reverend Mr. Farr. Ooh, and wouldn't that raise some whoop-de-doodle in this God-fearing town?
Some folks won't approve, but I'm prepared for that. Besides, I'm in the right. They'll feel different when I get my porch back.
Oh, no. I wouldn't count on that too much.
Oh, you underestimate God's justice.
Now, Canary, I don't claim to know God as well as you do, but I am smart enough to know whether a case can win or not.
Would you like to make a little wager?
Oh, what kind of wager?
I'll bet you a year of my Sunday dinners against a year of you going to church regular.
You mean that if you lose this case, I get to eat dinner at your house every Sunday?
For a whole year. And if I win, you go to church 52 Sundays running.
Oh, you know, Canary, only a funeral can get me into church nowadays. But I feel that I can safely agree to this.
And you'll do the necessary lawyering to get me my porch back?
It will be a pleasure to try.
terrace. Have you gone clean out of your mind?
I don't think so. Why?
Well, it's all over town that you have gone and hired Jason Spoonover to sue the Lord.
Well, it's pretty early for the gossips to be out, ain't it?
Well, we knew something was afoot when Jason went over to the Reverend Farr's this morning. Now, Carrie Bangs said that the Reverend followed Jason clear to the gate. He was pale as a birch, his collar not even on yet, and he was arguing all the time. And then Carrie took a jar of jam into Sister Farr, and she got the whole story.
Didn't take her long to spread it around, did it?
Was something like this, Canary?
Lucy, I know what I'm doing. I studied on it good. And before I decided to sue, I knew I had to be sure this wasn't a punishment for some transgression of mine. Can you see why God would have this happen to me?
Well, I was thinking about that last night. Now, them meteorites, it was probably meant for Brother Tapscott down the road. Everybody knows that he keeps whiskey in his hairdressing bottle.
You see, I'm not being unreasonable. I'm not asking for $1,000 or a house with a tin roof. I just want my porch the way it was before.
I don't know. It just still seems awful wrong.
Lucy, I'm created in my Father's image, ain't I? What kind of a daughter would I be if I didn't hold my head up proud and fight for what I know was right?
Oh, Canary, I don't know how to argue with you. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh,
morning, Reverend Farr.
Morning.
Well, I reckon I'd best get home and do the wash. Yes, I'd best do the wash. Morning.
Bye, Lucy.
Canary, what is all this about?
Well, Reverend, what it boils down to is, me and God got a bone to pick about my porch.
Why, it's a disgrace. Referring to the Lord as the party of the second part. Oh, Canary, you cannot do that.
Well, that's just legal language, you see. I got Jason to write it all up legal.
But, Canary...
My bread's in the oven. I got an extra loaf for you to take home. Come on in.
But, Canary... Canary, you have got to accept an act of God without question.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Reverend. I didn't question a stroke that took George off, and I'll have no objections when my time comes. God gives us our bodies, and what we do with them is up to him. But that porch, you know, that was built by George's own two hands, and it won't grow again by itself like a lightning burned out forest. So I figure I got a right to register a complaint.
Oh, Canary, this is a very wicked thing you're doing.
Wicked? Wouldn't it be a lot worse if I sat back and cursed God like some folks do when misfortune comes?
Now.
No, I'd rather face God in the open and give him a chance to make amends.
What do you expect me to do?
Well, now, Reverend, you're God's agent here in Amity. That's why I had Jason give you them papers. Now, I can't tell you what steps to take. I just know somehow you'll get through to the Lord. He'll listen to you. Oh, Jason, Reverend Farr, come in. Sit down, won't you?
Canary, I called a meeting of the elders tonight to consider your suit. And after a prayerful discussion of the matter, we feel inspired to find against you.
Against me?
However, as you're a widow woman and without a porch, as a result of a somewhat peculiar accident, we'd like you to know that as soon as the hay is up, we'll get together, the men of the town, and we'll have a porch raising.
Against me?
Now, Canary, I think that Reverend Farr and the brethren came up with a pretty fair solution, as far as you can expect. You will be getting a new porch.
After the hay is up, it'll be September then. Rockin' season is over. Porches are for summer, for snapping beans and setting with your neighbors.
We haven't the time for porch building now. You know that, Canary.
Nothing more useless than a porch in winter. Now's when I need my porch, not after the hay is up.
There's nothing you can do about it, Canary. The matter's been decided. You've lost your case.
Well, Reverend Farr, I thank you kindly for coming by this evening, and I know you've done all you can.
I'm sorry, Canary. I tried to talk you out of this. It was folly.
I understand it. I know I'm right.
Mm-hmm. Not according to Reverend Farr. You said so yourself. He's the Lord's own representative right here in Amity. We sure did stir them up pretty good, didn't we?
No wonder you think we lost. All you care about is raising a hullabaloo here in this town. It sticks in your craw that Reverend Farr is still the most respected man in town. You just stirred things about to make a fool of him. No wonder you want to quit.
Now, my motives have nothing whatsoever to do with it. You lost because you didn't have a case in the first place. As a matter of fact, you didn't even have a defendant. Now, decision's been made. You've got to accept it.
Well, you and I have a wager on, and I ain't about to cry uncle. Maybe if I was younger when it happened, I would have. But my summers are getting fewer. Shorter, every one. I ain't about to waste one sitting in the kitchen. Jason, if we was in Denver now, in a regular court, would there be anything else we could do?
Well, the law provides that you can appeal if you're not satisfied with the verdict of the jury.
Appeal?
Yeah. Take the case to a higher authority.
Jason, how come I gotta do all your thinking for you?
Canary, what are you up to now?
I want you to write a letter. Use all them lawyer words, you know. Tell them everything that happened here. And send it to Fever Springs, Bishop Oliver R. Tuttle.
Tomatoes are ripe early this year.
It's been like this all week. Kids show up yelling, scaring the chickens, throwing tomatoes. People I knowed all my life are treating me like I was one of them gussied up women down at the circus saloon.
Well, the talk in town is awful strong against you, Canary. Now, there's some people that would be willing to forgive you bringing up this whole thing in the first place, but when you insist on bringing the Bishop Tuttle into it, you're just asking for ripe tomatoes.
I know my rights. An appeal to Bishop Tuttle is perfectly honest, and it's legal.
Good morning, Reverend.
Canary, this has gone far enough. You have got to stop this whole business.
I've been telling her, Reverend Farr.
I think you better call it all off, Canary. There's a crowd down at the general store, and they're pretty upset.
Well, that ought to please you, Jason. You were hoping to start a commotion in this God-fearing town, weren't you?
We've made our point. Now, there's no use in carrying it any further.
You may have made your point, but I haven't made mine. I didn't start out to make trouble or to set people against me. I merely intended to remind the good Lord of his duty, to restore my porch.
Canary, you are so busy trying to see God's duty in this that you're neglecting your own duty, which is to accept this catastrophe and to accept the judgment of the elders of Amity.
Let me write the bishop another letter and tell him that you've changed your mind, that you're withdrawing the suit.
That wouldn't be honest.
Canary. Huh? I tried, Reverend. Uh-oh. Here comes some of the flock.
Isaac, what's the meaning of this?
We've been talking this over, Reverend, and we want Canary Harris to stop making fools out of the whole town.
Now, just a moment, folks. You've all known Canary Harris for years. You know what kind of woman she is. A good Christian leader in our community. Now, what happened here came as a great shock to her,
blinded her, temporarily, to her duty.
She only done what she thought was right.
Canary, can't we call on you to repent here and now?
You better admit you're defeated, Canary. This whole thing's gone too far.
I have too much faith in my father's justice for that. You can paint my whole house with tomatoes, and you can hide your children from me and turn your heads when I pass by. But until I hear from Bishop Tuttle himself, this suit ain't settled.
Hey, but it is Bishop Tuttle. Bishop, it's a great honor to have you visit Amity.
My dear Reverend, thank you.
Bishop, I believe I speak for the whole town when I tell you how deeply embarrassed we are.
Oh, my. Is this all that's left of Sister Canary's porch?
Yes, Bishop, sir, it is.
Sister Canary, I received your most unusual appeal and came to settle on behalf of the Lord.
I tried to warn her, Bishop.
After lengthy, prayerful consideration of this whole rather peculiar matter, I find that your appeal is a just one. And therefore reverse the decision made by Reverend Farr and the elders of Amity. In other words, Sister Canary, by the grace and goodness of the Almighty, whose authority I hold as the minister of the gospel, you shall have your very own porch this afternoon. The wagon with the lumber should be right along.
Oh, thank you, Bishop. I knew he wouldn't let us down.
Well, in my younger days, I was quite a carpenter. Did you all come along to help? Good. Now run home, all of you, and get your tools. We shall need plenty of help if we're to have this finished by sundown. Reverend Farr, how about a hand with the lumber? And you, brother...
Brother Spoonover, Brother Jason Spoonover.
It's nice of you to come along and help in the Lord's work.
Well, Brother Jason, I'll see you in church on Sunday.
I guess I'm enlisted in the Lord's work whether I want it or not.
I'll go in and give thanks now and put a few pies in the oven for all the crowd. Oh, Jason.
Yes?
Could you get someone to make a sign for me? I want to put it on the porch. And it should read, the only porch in the whole territory built expressly by order of the Almighty. Huh?
Oh.
And so the case of Canary Harris versus the Almighty was settled. By that evening, the plaintiff was passing out homemade ice cream and strawberry pie from her new front porch. There were those who continued to say that Canary was dead wrong, that Bishop Tuttle was just showing compassion for a widow left porchless by a freak accident. But Canary herself always stepped lightly on that porch, believing it to be tangible proof of God's existence and his sense of justice. Next week, another true story of the great American West.
Gilmer,
Yeah, boss.
you go order the supplies. Remember, business been bad. Lots of these people are broke. They offer half price. Show 'em gold. Most of 'em need it so bad they'll take it.
All right, boss.
Ed, you go with Gilmer. Watch good foreman work. Maybe you surprise me and learn something. Need me, I'll be in Doc Archer's.
First thing I gotta do is go get my saddle fixed.
Well, let's get a drink first.
No, you go ahead. It's too early for me.
Where's your brother?
Huh?
I'll kill him.
Better not try it, Collins. He's sober.
Where is he?
All right, go ahead. He's over with Doc Archer.
Gilmer? I'm gonna kill Burnett. Don't try to stop me.
Well, now, I'm his foreman, not his bodyguard.
He robbed me.
Seems to me he offered you a price for your stock, Collins, and you took it.
He got me drunk.
Well, now, you go around killing everybody in Colorado that ever got you drunk. There ain't gonna be many folks left.
You think it's funny?
No, I don't think it's funny.
Yes, you do. You hate me, too.
Pete, I haven't got any time to argue.
Drop that saddle and draw.
Pete, you're drunk. Now go sleep it off someplace.
You shot Gilmer.
And there he goes on your brother's horse.
Looks like Gilmer's still alive. Pete Collins shot Gilmer. It wasn't my fault, George. I wasn't here.
Stop whining. Clyde, carry him inside to the dock. You go find Collins. Don't come back here until you do if you want to keep that badge.
Don't worry, Mr. Burnett. I'll bring him back.
You stay here. I'm going inside. Gilmer dies, I'm going to hang Collins myself.
Trinidad, Colorado Territory. You folks just take all the time you want eating in that cafe. We'll get that axle fixed. Okay, Harry. Sister Blandina?
Now, Mr. Shelby, don't you try to frighten me again with any of your stories.
All right, but you just remember, you ain't home in Cincinnati.
Oh, nothing can happen to me here. See, in Spanish, Trinidad means City of the Holy Trinity. Where could I be safer? Oh, you should have faith.
And you should have some advice, which I'm going to give you.
All right.
Now, in a little while, that stage will be coming in here from Denver. And as soon as we transfer their Santa Fe passengers and their freight, they just head right on out. Now, I wish you'd get a seat on that stage.
But I'm going to Santa Fe.
But why? It's even wilder than this place. It's no place for a fit and proper young lady. Couldn't you be a missionary and a teacher back in Denver or some other civilized place?
But that's why the Lord sent me here, to try to help bring civilization.
Hey, where are you? Get over here.
That there's the cheapest, meanest man I ever rode for. George Burnett. He'd kill you for $1.
I told you to stay here. I pay you to do what I say.
Well, George, it's been over 2 hours. The sheriff's got Collins in jail, and, well, I thought I'd buy a drink.
I'll talk, you listen.
Okay, George.
All right, now. Collins' shell was loaded with tin shot. Doc doesn't think he can save Gilmer. You ride home, get 4 or 5 men, get a long rope.
Sister, I reckon you better get on into the cafe.
But, Mr. Shelby, I'm not hungry.
Well, now, you just can't stand around out here in the street because there's going to be trouble. You heard Burnett tell his brother to go fetch a long rope. There's going to be a lynching.
But that can't be. Lynching is against the law.
I told you, you ain't back home in Cincinnati. This is Trinidad, and it ain't even on any map.
And it never will be until people obey the law.
Well, then you tell all them people. Don't tell me. And especially him yonder over in front of the jail. That's the new sheriff.
Why, Mr. Burnett's going over to see him.
Most likely to give him his orders.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sure the sheriff would never allow anyone to be lynched. I've read about Western sheriffs, and they're brave, honest men. In fact, I've always wanted to meet one.
But, Sister Blandini, if Gilmer dies, we're coming for Pete Collins. Don't try to stop us.
Mr. Burnett?
How'd you know my name?
Well, that's not important, sir. What is important is that you cleanse your heart of hatred for this poor man. Remember the words of the Lord? If thine enemy hungers, feed him.
That's just what I intend to do to Pete Collins. Feed him to the worms.
I'm afraid I made him angry.
He wakes up angry.
Pardon me, sir, for saying this, but he'll never have any respect for the law if you let him talk to you the way he did.
Sister, once over in New Mexico, I tried being a real sheriff. Cost me my badge. Now I'm older. I lose this job, I'm not likely to find a new one. So I ain't losing it. Sister, please. Maybe I don't like this any more than you do.
Of course you don't. That's why you can't let him do such a terrible thing.
I don't know who you think I am, but I can't stop him.
Why, just a few minutes ago, you told me about being strong and brave in New Mexico. And once a man has those qualities, they're part of his character all his life. You're still strong and brave.
But not stupid. Sister, don't waste your time. Not on a rum-soaked bum like Pete Collins.
All men are children of the Lord.
Not Pete Collins. Come on, I'll show you. You got a visitor.
Hello? I'm Sister Blandina, the Sisters of Charity of Cincinnati.
You bring any whiskey?
No?
Then get out.
Now you believe me? Come on.
I'll stay a few minutes.
I'll leave the door unlocked.
Thank you. Mr. Collins, you're in great danger, but the good Lord willing, maybe I can help you.
Why?
Because true religion cannot exist without true justice.
If you're looking for justice, you should come to the wrong place.
I'll try to help you get justice if you'll let me. Now, I don't know if my plan will work.
Under that robe, you could smuggle a gun in here.
No.
Thought you wanted to help me.
Help you get justice, not commit another crime. Now, please listen to me, Mr. Collins. Every minute's important because my plan will only work while Mr. Gilmer's still alive.
Shelby. Like your old job back?
Gilmer dead?
Might as well be, even if he lives, he'll never ride again.
Poor guy.
Poor guy, what about me? You know what it cost me to break in a new foreman?
Well, now I reckon you'll find some way to take it out of his pay.
Not if you come back. You know my tricks.
Not all of them. I thought you was keen on hanging Pete Collins because he shot your foreman. I clean forgot how much money it was costing you.
I got another reason.
Besides money.
Yeah. Hanging Collins right here in town will let people know that whether we got new sheriff or not, George Burnett is still the law in Trinidad.
Sheriff, is Fred Gilmer still alive?
He must be here. They'd have been here by now.
Oh, the blessed Lord is giving us time
What for?
to work together and stop Mr. Burnett.
It ain't only Burnett. It's him and the others. I can't stop a mob. I'm only one man.
One man from Nazareth faced a mob.
He died. I want to live.
But the Lord decides how long each of us is to live. We can decide how we live. I'm going to see Mr. Gilmer.
Gilmer? What for?
That's part of my plan. If Mr. Burnett and his men don't break in here, what will happen to Mr. Collins?
He'll go on trial
Where?
Here, Judge Hallett, the circuit judge, is due in today on the stage from Denver.
Splendid.
Splendid. He holds court over at the hotel. That's where Burnett and his men are. How am I going to get him over there?
Well, I'm sure you'll find a way.
Oh, no, I won't. You're looking for a hero. Well, there ain't any around. It's time you started facing facts, especially a great big fat fact like this. Nobody in Trinidad's ever stopped a lynch mob.
Then I must say it's high time someone did.
Boss wants you in town for a necktie party. Sister Blandina, we got that axle fixed, so as soon as that stage rolls in here from Denver, we'll be on our way to Santa Fe.
When will that be?
Anytime. They're due in any minute.
Well, I'll be ready. I just have to see Mr. Gilmer for a few minutes.
I think it might be a little late to see Mr. Gilmer.
To see Mr. Gilmer? Oh, dear Lord, no.
Sister Blandina, a little while ago I seen Doc Archer. He was heading on over to the saloon to talk to Mr. Burnett, so...
But he can't be dead. He mustn't be.
Well, now, I ain't exactly...
Pray, Mr. Shelby. Pray that he's alive. I've got to talk to him. I studied nursing at the convent. Can I help you?
Doc, I'll be right back. Who are you?
Sister Blandina of the Sisters of Charity of Cincinnati.
I was born in Ohio.
Really?
I don't recall it much, so I come out here real young. My pa was a traveling preacher.
Oh, well, that's fine. That means you know the good book.
Not too good. Oh, my leg, it's all burning up. Full of poison. I got shot.
I know.
My pa, he used to talk about life after dying. Do you believe in that?
Of course. The soul is immortal.
No, I ain't talking about my soul. I'm talking about me. See, if I die, I want to come back here real quick. In time to see Pete Collins get hanged.
No, Mr. Gilmer, you mustn't feel that way. If the Lord takes you, be clean. Don't meet him with hatred in your heart. You see, Mr. Collins no longer hates you. He sent me to ask you to forgive him.
Forgive him?
Oh, you must.
Sister, I've been saving for years to buy me my own ranch. Finally, I get enough. I buy me a nice little spread up the valley. It's little, but it's big enough to feed me, my wife, my boys. Now, it looks like I ain't gonna live to see it. But if I don't live, then let him hang.
No, Mr. Gilmer.
Sister, I ain't the Lord. I can't love my enemies.
But lynching Mr. Collins won't wipe out his crime. He broke the law. Let the law punish him.
But maybe it won't. Maybe he'll get himself a smart lawyer.
No, he admits his guilt. He's writing a full confession right now.
The penalty for murder is hanging. What difference does it make who does the hanging?
Please, Mr. Gilmer, forgive him. Help make this a land ruled by law, by justice, not revenge. A land where the bounties of the Lord can turn this into a place where your children and all his other children can live the days of their years without fear. Please, Mr. Gilmer, forgive him. Let the court decide his punishment.
On one condition.
Of course, anything.
I forgive him if he gives you the confession. And you guarantee he'll face the judge.
Bless you, Mr. Gilmer.
Now, you promise?
I promise. Excuse me. I must hurry.
Now put a noose on the end of it.
This confession ain't gonna stop George Burnett or those men he's getting liquored up. Startled me, Tom.
Sort of, Sheriff. Sister Blandina, the stage is in from Denver. So as soon as we get the freight loaded up for Santa Fe, we roll.
Thank you, Mr. Shelby. The Denver stage. That means the judge is here.
I guess it does.
Go see him now before Mr. Gilmer dies. Take Mr. Collins.
Me take Collins to that hotel?
Isn't there a back road or some other way?
No. Don't do that, Tom.
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I plumb forgot to tell you before. Fred Gilmer died.
You must hurry now. Take Mr. Collins to the
Sister,
judge.
I told you I couldn't take Collins over there while Gilmer was alive. If I tried now, I wouldn't get 10 feet.
I would.
You? You wouldn't get 2 feet.
The Lord didn't bring me this far to have me fail. Bring Mr. Collins. I'll take him to the judge.
Come on. Here he is.
Thank you. Come along, Mr. Collins. We'll take your confession to the judge.
You're going with her.
Hey, wait a minute.
What is it?
Well, I ain't going out there alone with you. I seen Burnett's men come riding into town, and you know what they come for, to string me up.
Mr. Collins, the Lord will walk with us and keep us from harm.
No offense, ma'am, but I want somebody walking with us who's got a gun.
You're going with her.
But they'll kill us both.
No, they won't. But we must hurry. Every minute is important.
Well, sister, you don't know nothing about lynching mobs. You never seen one. But they smell blood and they go crazy. And that robe ain't gonna stop them. They'll hang us both.
Please, stop it. Now, I understand why you're afraid, but fear is like a disease, and I can't afford to catch it from you. Come along, Mr. Collins.
It's him.
And that nun.
Yeah, but why?
Let's find out.
We still have time. Let's go back.
No, Mr. Collins. Please come along.
Thanks for delivering him.
Please get out of our way, Mr. Burnett.
Not for him. He killed my foreman.
That's why I'm taking him to Judge Hallett. According to the law, he's entitled to a fair trial.
Fair trial? Is that what's bothering you? We'll give him a fair trial. Did you shoot Fred Gilmer?
Well...
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Then you're guilty and we're gonna hang you. Is that fair enough?
No, it isn't. Mr. Collins sent me to Mr. Gilmer to ask him to forgive him. And he did. On condition that I promise to see that Mr. Collins is tried in court. Now, I made that promise to Mr. Gilmer, and I mean to keep it. So please let us through. Mr. Burnett, I understand you think you're a rich man.
I know I'm rich.
How rich are you if there's no law? How much is your ranch worth and all your cattle if we don't live by law? Suppose your own brother kills you. If these men stay loyal to him and the law is weak, then it's his ranch and his cattle. Until somebody kills him.
I can take care of myself.
Not if there's no law and the other side shoots faster. But if the law is strong, it can take care of you far better than you can take care of yourself.
We're wasting time, miss. I want Collins and I'm taking him.
No, you're not.
Put that thing away, or don't you want that badge?
Not if I can get fired for doing my job. Go on, they'll let you through.
Come along, Mr. Collins.
Let them through. Come on.
Thank you, Sheriff Wheeler.
You're right back there at the jail. Fear is catching. This whole town's been afraid of George Burnett. I guess I caught it. Thank the Lord your courage is catching, too.
Sister Blandina! Sister Blandina! I'm looking all over for you. We're ready to roll on to Santa Fe.
Give me the confession. I'll take him the rest of the way.
I'm sure you will.
Sister Blandina, please.
Come on.
Sister Blandina's remarkable bravery put an end to lynch law in Trinidad. I'd like to tell you that her courage also saved Peter Collins and gave him the opportunity to turn over a new leaf. I'd like to tell you that, and I would if this were fiction. Collins, however, was found guilty and sent to the Territorial Penitentiary for life. Sister Blandina rode on from Trinidad and served for many years, not only in Santa Fe, but at many schools and missions throughout the West, including St. Vincent's Academy, which Sister Blandina actually built with the help of a single Navajo Indian, and which, as you see, still stands today in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Next week, another true story of the West.
Time to eat. Oh, wait.
Almost enough log, Matthews. 1 day, 2 day more cutting, and then we'll build 2 fine houses.
By the winter time, we get the women and children, right?
It'd be nice to have our wives here. Good stew, but women make better.
Death Valley Days.
Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger. This is the Oregon country, unsettled, wild, and free in the early fall of 1842, when Oregon was a pawn in the struggle between the powerful Hudson's Bay Company and early American settlers. The issue of who is to rule between the United States and the British Crown had to be settled, and for all practical purposes it was, when one American, Joe Meek by name, shouted, "Who's for divide?"
These bandits, the Cayuses, calling them a war party. A couple of hours ago.
They must be after us. There ain't no settlement around here.
Of course there is. I can smell a campfire.
I don't smell nothing.
About 4 miles, north by northwest. You just got an ignorant nose, that's all.
How you expect me to smell a campfire 4 miles away with you standing next to me?
Come on.
You're right. If you want to call a few logs and a couple of settlers about to be scalped to settle.
We owe you much, Joe Meek.
Don't thank me, Lucy. Thank my rifle gun Sally here. You know, that ought to be a lesson to both of you, and to him, too. He's always thinking of building himself a cabin and settling down. My, just look at him. Measuring himself for a coffin.
It is not too bad. There is not too many Indians around.
Oh, them 4 Indians was a small hunting party from way west of here.
Someday you will settle down. Nice cabin, wife.
Me settle down? Only roof you ever gonna find over my head's these here treetops. Sally here's the only woman in my life.
Eventually, I'm building, too.
See, Jimmy, even your friend will build.
Slim, you're the lionest mountain man I ever did know.
No, I mean it. I got my eye on a nice piece of bottomland over in Willamette Valley.
Bottomland? Dang, if you don't sound like one of them dirt farmers.
Well, that's just what I aim to be. I'm going to put in my claim right soon now. When they settle whose land this is, British or American, this wilderness is going to be mighty valuable. You're going to see thousands of settlers and hundreds of settlements.
Settlements? You know how I feel about settlements, Slim, and them good-for-nothing dirt farmers. Well, if that's what you aim to be, you aim to be it without me. Doggone it, boy, you serious?
I sure am.
Come on, Slim, this ain't no place for you. You getting crazy ideas.
Can you use a third hand to help you building?
You help us, we'll help you build your cabin.
Slim, after all these years, why, I just can't believe it. Well, this ain't no place for no self-respecting mountain man.
He will come back by and by.
Someday, maybe.
Hey, what means that Shiam y'all are there?
All the Indians call Joe Meek that. Means man of the mountain.
There I was, plumb dab in the middle of that clearing. And up yonder in them piney woods was 3 bars, staring down at me like I was the first meal they'd eat in the week.
3 bars, Joe?
Of course there was 3, and all of them ready to pounce. And you know what? For the first time in my life, old Sally wasn't by my side. For you know what I did? Why, I rode back and defied them bars to come on down, all 3 of them, and fight to a finish.
3, Joe?
1, 2, 3. And there was more of them. Back in the woods there, watching the goings-on. I know they was there. Come on down, you ignorant critters, I hollered up at them. Well, that made them good and mad, and they come down to me all at once. Why, I just stepped aside as nice and limber as one of them fancy French dancing masters. Them 3 bars come a-charging in, punkered their heads together, fell down dead in the heap, and there they be.
There's a bullet hole in this one. Clean through the back.
Well, I don't shoot nothing in the back, mister. Nor critters nor Injuns.
But you did hunt them on Hudson's Bay Company land. You don't deny that, do you?
Whose land?
You're on Her Majesty's soil when you walk through these forests. And we have laws against private hunting and trapping. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Kittredge. This man has broken the laws against private hunting and trapping.
Me? Why, I want a trapping and a hunting. Them 3 bars just naturally discombobulated themselves. Now, I wasn't about to let Her Majesty's forest get all cluttered up with tasty bar meat, was I? No, sir. I skinned them critters, had me some bar steak, brung in them 3 pelts to do some trading. Coffee and salt for myself, powder and ball for Sally. That's my rifle gun.
I am John Benjamin Kittredge, Her Majesty's factor for Oregon country, Mr. Meek. I represent the law in this territory, and I am holding you for trial. Bind him. I said bind him.
We got him. What in tarnation's this all about?
You destroyed the Queen's property without authorization. In my territory, that is breaking the law. By the authority vested in me by Her Majesty's government, John Benjamin Kittredge, factor, do hereby declare this court now open. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
The evidence is here. Defendant admits guilt.
I don't admit to nothing.
I brought peace to Oregon by a solemn pledge that only Indians would hunt and trap on my lands. You have violated that pledge. Your act could have stirred up a massacre.
Your lands, Mr. Factor. You stole them Indian lands and you didn't give nothing for them. Nothing but the right to hunt and trap, and they had that before you got here. Those woods are free for all of us.
Not as long as I say they aren't. And I say they are not free. I could hang you, Meek, as an example to others. And if you were a British subject, I would. I don't know what you are. You're a man without any kind of allegiance to anything. Except yourself, I suppose. Well, we don't want your kind in Oregon country.
You telling me I can't hunt and trap as much as I please?
Settle down to farming, and I can offer you the protection of the crown. I can give you seed, tools, and food on credit. But hunt just once, and I'll hang you.
Suppose I don't want the pleasure of your hospitality.
Then get out of British territory and stay out. And that means all of Oregon.
Out of Oregon?
Oregon has no place for a man like you, Meek. Settlers, home builders are what we want. Free the prisoner.
He's a property of the crown now. Big Joe Meek. Big mountain man.
I just don't take to no one holding a cutting knife on my back.
You're asking for trouble.
Looks like I found it without asking. Now you just give me them pelts. Give 'em. First man puts his head through this door, I'm gonna blow it off.
We won't be that foolish. But I warn you, this is open defiance of the crown and punishable by death. And as of this moment, there's a price on your head.
You just better make it a big one, because I'm gonna make it mighty tough to collect.
Joe Meek.
Slim.
Welcome to Willamette.
To what?
Willamette.
Well, doggone. If he ain't gone and given a name to this here parcel of rain sheds.
Told you this place is gonna grow.
Yes, sir, that's what I come talk to you about.
We'll see that.
Well, Slim, just what's the political situation in these parts?
What'd you say?
I mean, how does a man go about voting against Kittredge?
You mean voting for the United States?
Well, I guess you could put it that way.
Well, you was never interested in highfalutin matters like politics.
Well, I'm interested in being a free man, ain't I? In doing what I please and respecting the rights of others and still be free. Now, that's politics, ain't I?
Well,
you're doggone right it is. Now, look, Slim. Now, if Oregon's going to be the kind of a place you and me want it to be, we got to get it away from the Kittredges and make it a part of the United States.
Well, that's right. Joe, there's going to be a big election this spring. Every settler's going to get a chance to vote which way he wants Oregon to go, British or American. Only trouble is, like, so you can't vote.
What do you mean I can't vote?
Well, everybody decided only settlers can vote.
Settlers? Why, I've been here in Oregon longer than any of them.
Now, Joe, everybody agreed, British and American. Only settlers are going to have the right to vote.
That's a fact. Doggone it. I'm going to build me a cabin. I'm going to settle down. I may even farm.
You mean that?
I ain't never lied to you yet.
What come over you, Joe? Well, in the good old days, you hated government. Civilization, you called it? You changed.
Now, just a minute. I said I was going to farm. Well, I'm still going to save a little time for hunting and trapping. I ain't changed. It's you that changed, Slim. You just ain't as ignorant as you used to be.
Not bad, Joe. It's not bad at all.
You know, come next week, I'm going to be planting my early wheat. What do you think of that, huh?
Civilization.
Oh, it ain't as bad as all that. Fella's got to be a useful citizen, going to be the United States.
Meeting's on May 4th at Cowboy.
You need your vote, Gus. We're counting on it. Dave, your vote counts at Champaway. I want you to vote for the United States. Of course, there's advantages. For one thing, no corporation can hold land. That means no company can. Only an individual can. Then they got something called habeas corpus. That's mighty important. It means no man can be arrested without a fair trial.
I've tallied them 3 times. We're 1 vote behind. We need 2 votes.
How about those 2 new settlers at Dallas Mission?
Oh, I counted them for us. I'm pretty sure of them. Wait, there's 1 chance we can pick up 2 votes at Fort Victoria.
That's British settlement.
Lucier and Matthew, they'd be hard to reach, but if we could get to them.
I can get to them.
You don't know Kittredge. He'd yank their tongues out if he thought his people voted against him. And you'll never get through. He warned you. There's a price on your head.
Whatever it is, he's overpaying.
Well, maybe we're a vote or 2 ahead. It's mighty close. 1 single vote could mean the difference. With whom do you think we're weak, Ivy?
It all fits. Lucier and Matthew, the French Canadians. And that report I heard about Joe Meek being in company territory, heading for their place.
Meek? Well, he's an enemy of the Crown. He's my enemy as well. Of course, he's after those 2 votes. Well, he's got to be stopped. It's those 2 votes that could mean the difference.
I'll head for Lucier and Matthew first thing in the morning.
You'll head for them tonight. Meek must be stopped. And I don't care what means you use to stop him.
What are you going to do?
Now what in tarnation you think I'm going to do?
Kill me?
I ain't never left no wounded critter to suffer yet.
Please don't. Don't kill me, Joe.
You weren't so sugar-mouthed when you come at me with that knife.
No, it's Kittredge. He gave me orders to kill you if necessary. He's afraid you get to Lucier and Matthew. I'm hurt bad. Don't leave me here. I'll never make it.
All right. I got to get you down to the creek and get that wound washed. And I guess you just have to go along with me to Lucier's and Matthew's.
Hey, Lucier, Matthew, you old bushwise, come on out. It's me, Joe Meek.
It's Joe! Joe, me! Hello, Joe.
Hello, Joe.
You're from Mr. Kittredge, the factor at Fort Victoria.
Yeah, had himself a little accident. Now, him and me don't exactly see eye to eye on what I come to see you boys about. I want you to vote for Oregon, joining up with the United States.
But we are British subject, Canadian.
That is right. Do you not think so, Mr. Ivy?
You got something to say, go ahead and say it.
Mr. Kittredge expects you to vote for the Crown and the Hudson's Bay Company. We've given you implements, seed, and food over the winter. Credit and protection against the Indians.
That is the truth. The company mighty good for the settler. What do you say, Joe? What you offer?
Well, I ain't so good with the words, but I know what I think is important. It's freedom. Now, I know that don't stack up against seed and a plow and flour on credit in the wintertime. The way I see it's this. There's a lot of fellas died for it. That makes it pretty good and pretty important. Now, in the next few years, there's a lot of American settlers coming out west of Oregon. You ask any one of them, neighbor, what's this freedom? Most likely he can't tell you. But you just try and take it away from him. And he's going to give up his life for it. I know I'd give up mine.
We don't know.
Swale!
Well, you sliced it thin, all right. You're just about ready to vote. Did you get to Lucier or Matthew?
When I left them, they were still in the quandary. I guess they're going to stay that way.
Well, we need them votes.
We ain't going to get them. But it looks like the other side ain't going to get them either, so we even.
You have all heard the report of the committee, which would seek to separate Oregon from the Crown and make it a part of the United States. We have now been in debate over 2 hours, and the time has now come to vote. Will all those in favor say aye? Aye. All those against say no.
No.
The nays seem to have it.
Now, just hold on, Mr. Chairman.
That man has no voice here. I put a price on his head.
Well, you better take it off, Kittredge. Leastwise till this voting's over.
I say the devil with them ayes and nays. We'll divide.
Who's for divide?
This is very irregular. This meeting is...
Any voting member can ask for a divide, Mr. Chairman.
All those in favor of Oregon becoming part of the United States, follow me.
That's Whitfield to Salem. Our last vote.
Counting you and me, that's 50. And if the chairman casts the deciding vote the way I'm sure he will, we lose.
Well, gentlemen, we have 50 votes without mine. How many do you have?
Well, counting Joe
You can't count him any more than you can a cayuse or a stray dog. He's no real settler.
There's a land deed to show Joe Meek is a bona fide settler just like the rest of us. In fact, Mr. Kittredge, you bought some of his spring wheat.
Mr. Meek is a matter of no importance. Even including him, I figure that you have 50 votes. We have 50 votes. According to parliamentary procedure, I cast a vote to break the tie, and I shall therefore declare that the Oregon Territory will be...
Wait a minute! Lucy and Matthew, they got a vote.
Fort Victoria settlers are loyal to the Crown.
Ah, gentlemen, you're just in time to cast a vote for the Crown.
Remember, you are British subjects.
If it not be for Joe Meek, we'd be no subject. We'd be dead.
So, we think and think. For me, Joe Meek, I would like you for freedom in the United States.
For the United States.
Yahoo! 3 cheers for our side! For Oregon! For freedom! For the United States!
Within minutes after that election, Joe Meek, whose quick thinking had saved the day, was elected the first sheriff of Oregon. Whose for Divide was the clarion call to freedom for the sons of the West. Here's a picture of Joe Meek. Now, as far as I know, the only one that has come down to us of this famous mountain man.
As a boy, I used to hear this story from old-timers who had been there in the old camp of Bodie when it happened. They knew Charlie Bates well. It was a tantalizing story because it had no end. Always wound up with the same question mark. Then a half a century later, the truth came out. So let's go back to the summer of 1880 and the day of the Miners' Union picnic, which marked the beginning of what was to remain 50 years of mystery.
Lemonade? Here. Why, sure. Hey!
Edith, let's get out of here. I want to talk to you alone. Far from the madding crowd.
The what?
It's a quotation out of a book.
You do a lot of reading, don't you, Charlie?
Got a lot of time on my hands nights as watchman at the mill.
Well, I'm glad you put it to good use.
What I do most is think about you, Edith.
About me?
When I try to read, I find your face coming between me and the page.
Maybe you need glasses.
Night after night, I find myself just sitting there alone in my room, dreaming of you.
Well, why don't you get transferred to a day shift?
I'm not complaining about my job. I like my job.
Father will be glad to hear that.
I'm not talking about your father. I'm talking about you. Us. I love you, Edith. Will you marry me?
Charlie,
Will you?
I can't give you my answer that quick, Charlie.
Why not?
Because I don't know what to say.
Say yes. You will in the end anyway.
What makes you think so?
Don't keep me on tenterhooks, Edie, please.
We'd better hurry back.
Why did I ever join the band?
Charlie?
Coming.
Standard mine. 4 bars of gold bullion, 1,550 ounces each.
Till you come to heft them. Then they weigh hundreds of pounds.
Much obliged, Charlie. Got any letters you'd like me to mail?
No thanks. My girl's right here in Bodie.
Lucky you.
Who's riding shotgun this trip?
Yours truly.
You mean you're going alone? With a shipment that size?
It's safer sometimes. Road agents see no shotgun messenger aboard and figure there can't be enough gold to make it worth their while.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, but if I was a passenger, I'd as leave have a guard on top.
There are no passengers this trip. I'm going alone. Well, so long, Charlie.
So long, Donovan.
Pull up and make it fast.
Great Scott. A belly. Whoa there. Whoa.
Tie up those lines. Now fork over.
There ain't nothing aboard but mail bags.
You're lying. Toss down the express boxes. Dang fool, going for your gun. Next time I'll do more than wing you. Now toss down the boxes. Don't make me wait all night.
I only got one arm.
And the other one, too.
You'll never get away.
Now get going. And keep going.
Get out. Get out of here.
I told you, Donovan, you shouldn't go alone. Donovan? Donovan? I'll be darned.
Hey, the stage has been held up.
What stage?
The one that left here this evening for Hawthorne. Had a shipment of more than 100,000 aboard.
Where'd it happen? Who was driving? How'd you find out?
I dreamed it.
For a minute, we believed you, Charlie.
No, it's true. It happened about a quarter of an hour ago.
What did?
The holdup. Donovan got shot in the arm reaching for his gun.
Oh, come on, Charlie. What are you giving us?
He's drunk. I haven't had a drop. I've been sound asleep in my room since 10 o'clock.
Say, Charlie, did you enter the pie eating contest at the picnic?
No.
Well, something sure gave you the collywobbles, busting in here half dressed at this hour of the night.
Well, you know what time it is. It's almost 1:30.
Charlie, the stage is already in Hawthorne, and the gold bullion locked up in the Wells Fargo office.
So real. I heard every word they said. Heard the thud of the strongbox when it hit the ground. I better be getting back to the mill.
Well, what do you know? Dreamed a stagecoach hold up and really thought it happened.
You'll have a hard time living this one down.
Beautiful dreamer, la da da da. Charlie, do you sleep on your back or on your side?
Charlie!
Edie, good morning.
You're not still walking in your sleep.
You heard about that.
It's all over town. I just hope Father doesn't get wind of it.
You wouldn't tell him.
And have you maybe lose your job? Of course not.
Do you really think he'd fire me?
How would you feel if you were the superintendent of a mill and the watchman went roaring into the saloon in his nightshirt and...
I was not in a nightshirt.
Announcing that the company had been robbed of a big shipment of bullion.
Edie, listen.
A joke is a joke, Charlie.
But this wasn't a joke. I heard the whole thing as plain as if I'd been standing there.
Then you should have thrown cold water on your face. That would have waked you up.
You don't believe me either.
Oh, I've had dreams myself that were so real I couldn't shake them off.
Charlie, the boss wants to see you in his office. He's waiting for you there.
Thanks.
Just tell him the truth, Charlie. That's all Father ever asks, the truth.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Sit down. I just received a message over the telegraph wire from Jack Donovan in Hawthorne.
And he got there all right.
Yes. Here. Read it aloud.
Stage held up and robbed on Lucky Boy Grade around 1 o'clock this morning. 1 o'clock. That's just the time I dreamed it happened.
Don't give me that dream stuff, Charlie. How'd you know the stage was going to be held up?
Mr. Anders, I swear to you, sir, I heard it in my sleep.
That holdup took place over 30 miles from Bodie. There's only one possible way you could have heard about it. You're in cahoots with the robber.
Mr. Anders, if I was in on the deal, why would I run down to the saloon and report it?
You're not the first guy who's pulled a cover-up trick like that.
But I tell you, I was asleep.
Look, somebody tipped somebody off. Now, what gang was it, Charlie?
It was only one man.
Or just one voice I heard. I know the whole thing sounds fishy, sir, but as God is my witness.
Never mind the dramatics. You're under arrest.
You're putting me in jail?
I'm keeping you right here under guard until Donovan returns and we can check his story.
Ain't allowed any visitors, ma'am.
I'm not a visitor. I'm an angel of mercy. If you were in trouble, wouldn't you want me to come and comfort you?
Well, all right. Just a few minutes, though.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
What's that?
A hacksaw.
Edie.
Charlie, you poor darling.
Have you heard anything? Is Donovan back yet?
No. I brought you some calf's foot jelly.
What?
Calf's foot jelly. It's what they always bring invalids and criminals.
Don't say that, Edie. I'm not guilty of anything. I had no more to do with that holdup than your father did.
Only he didn't dream about it and then run a mile to town to tell everybody.
I was a fool to run off half-cocked that way, but it was so real. Like I was standing right there on the ground.
Do you always have such vivid dreams, Charlie?
None that ever landed me in trouble before. And I am in trouble now, Edie. Even if they can't prove anything against me, my reputation will suffer. I may lose my job. No, darling, I won't have a chance with you.
I can promise you one thing, Charlie. Father's a square shooter. He'll give you a fair trial.
Oh, come in, Charlie. You need to stay, Deputy.
Hi, Donovan.
Hello, Charlie.
How's the arm?
Coming along.
I purposely waited till you were both together, Charlie, before asking Donovan any questions about the other night. Or telling him anything about your part in it.
His part? It's not what you think, Donovan, I swear.
Please, fellas. I'm holding this investigation.
Sorry, sir.
Did anybody besides yourself, Donovan, know that you were taking a shipment of bullion to Hawthorne?
No, sir. Except Charlie. He helped me load it.
That's part of my job.
There was nobody hanging around at the time watching. Nobody aboard the stage?
I didn't carry any passengers that trip. In fact...
Yes?
I mentioned it to Charlie as I was leaving. Remember? He asked me who was riding shotgun, and I told him nobody. I was going alone.
I see. This was a regular run?
Sure. I picked up the mail bags and started down the canyon just as it was getting dark. Everything went according to schedule until I reached the Lucky Boy grade, around 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's exactly the time I had my dream.
You go on from here, Charlie.
Somebody ordered you to pull up, and you did.
Sure. He had me covered.
He told you to drop the lines. Then he said, fork over. You said, there's nothing aboard but mail bags.
That's right. I hoped I could bluff him.
Then he said, you're lying. Throw down the express boxes.
By gosh, you must have been hiding behind the rocks.
I was right here on Bodie, asleep in my bed.
Go on, Charlie.
The next thing there was a shot. You gave a grunt of pain. He said you were a dang fool to think you could beat him to the draw.
How in blazes do you know all this if you wasn't there?
I heard it. In my dream.
35 miles away?
As plain as if it was right in my room.
And a few minutes later, he was in the Temple Saloon telling him what happened.
Word for word. I don't understand it.
Neither do I. It's a mystery to me.
Just a dream that came true.
Call it second sight. Call it anything you please. I'm convinced now, Charlie, that you're telling the truth. And I offer my apologies for having doubted you.
Thank you, sir.
God, darndest thing I ever heard of.
He's what you call clairvoyant. He can see what ain't there and what's where he ain't.
You mean that while he's on duty at the mill, that he can tell what's going on down here?
Oh, heck, he can tell what's happening the other side of the world, if he puts his mind to it.
Gives me the willies.
I always knew there was something out of the ordinary about you, Charlie, but I never dreamed you had second sight.
I never suspected it myself until, well, until I met you.
Really?
Do you remember the day of the picnic when I proposed to you? I told you to say yes because you would in the end.
Yes, I remember.
I wasn't just talking. I knew. I can look into the future now, Edie, and see exactly what's going to happen.
Don't tell me if it's bad.
I see you as a bride, in a white dress and veil, standing beside me. I see our home, a small house at first, but a big one later, filled with children.
How many?
A number. Boys and girls, wonderful kids. Your husband is no longer a watchman. He's moved on up to become superintendent.
Father's job?
Well, it could be another company, but I'm making good money. We own mining shares. Can take trips when we want to. You have a fur coat. No, 2 of them.
Oh, Charlie. Sounds like a dream.
My dreams come true, you know. Will you marry me, Edith?
With a future like that, how can I say no?
You're the most beautiful creature in the world.
I hope you'll always think so, Charlie.
Want me to prophesy? You'll be just as lovely on our golden wedding day.
Mr. Bates, would you like to tell our radio listeners your recipe for a happy marriage?
Just pick out the right girl and stick with her.
What do you say, Mrs. Bates?
Well, everything turned out exactly the way Charlie said it would.
Even to her being prettier than ever on our golden anniversary.
A man doesn't have to have second sight to see that. But what about this reputation you have, sir, for divining things?
Well, that goes way back to our days in Bodie. Don't ask me to explain.
It's one of those stories that's been put down in our family as an unsolved mystery.
Well, it's certainly no mystery that you are a mighty happy couple. And I'm sure our friends in the radio audience join me in wishing you many more years together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our special broadcast from the home of Mr. and Mrs. Charles Bates on the occasion of their golden wedding anniversary. We return you now to our main studios. You've aroused my curiosity, Mrs. Bates. What was this mystery?
It was a stagecoach holdup I heard from 35 miles away.
Well, if you're going to launch on that story, I'm going out to the kitchen and get these gentlemen some wedding cake and coffee.
Thank you, ma'am.
When I woke up, I could hear their voices like they were still talking right in my ear.
Mr. Bates, this mill where you slept, did it have electric power?
No, machinery was all run by steam. There was some electrical apparatus in the assay office.
Ah, tell me more about the building.
What are you driving at, Ed?
Oh, it had big smokestacks. And I mean big. 50, 60 foot high.
Brick?
Brick with metal tubing.
Yeah?
They were held in place by guy wires. Good stout ones. Bodie's 8,000 foot up on a mountain, you know. The winds that hit it were something fierce.
Where were the guy wires anchored? You remember?
I remember where one of them was. I fell over it more than once. It was anchored to a post sunk in the ground at the corner of the assay office.
Perfect. I'm beginning to catch on.
When you got ready for bed that night, what did you do?
wound my watch, blew out the light.
No, before that. You said you hung your tuba on the bedpost.
Oh, that? Yes.
It was an iron bedstead.
Sure.
Mr. Bates, you didn't dream you heard that holdup. You did hear it. By radio.
What?
By radio.
Yes. You picked up those sound waves from 35 miles away.
How could he? Without a set.
He had all the equipment needed for radio reception.
The tall smokestacks with their metal tubing.
On top of a mountain.
The guy wires running to the ground, and other wires for all we know. Electrical equipment in the assay office, right next to your room. And last but not least, the tuba.
The tuba?
There was your loudspeaker.
Well, I'll be darned.
Radio way back in 1880.
It's the only practical explanation.
Then the whole mystery of 50 years ago has been solved after all. And you didn't have second sight at all, Charlie.
Oh, I guess I didn't, Mother. But I was the first person, I'll bet you, ever to pick up a broadcast of a news event over the air. Well, that doggone tuba. Give her here. See if I still got my wind after 50 years.
The story you've just heard is one of Bodie's famous stories. Bodie was a fabulous gold camp and is now a ghost town. It has recently become part of the California State Park system and is well worth a visit for those who love our true Death Valley Day stories.
Terrible, Mac, getting bit by a rabbit critter. Ain't nothing more fearsome in this world than hydrophobia.
Narrow escape trim.
Is the poison drawn out, Mrs. Westgate?
Certainly is. 3 times now we applied it, and each time the milk we soaked it in turned green. It dropped off, Fred. Your will.
Yeah, thanks to my mother's mad stone.
God grant you never have to use it, boy.
Death Valley Days.
Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger. Today, hardly anyone believes in the curative properties of a madstone. But many pioneer families had faith in these talismans, reputedly found in the paunch of a white deer, and used to draw the poison from the bites of rabid animals. In those days, you see, there was no such a thing as an anti-rabies serum. And so, to many people, life itself could depend on the madstone.
Can I help you, mister?
No, you can't help me.
Say, ain't you my grandpa from Langtree?
If you mean am I your mother's pa, yes, I am. But I'm not your grandpa. Never will be.
Well, that sounds kind of funny.
Not funny to me, boy.
You must have changed a lot since my mom last saw you. She's always telling me how nice you are.
I won't take any of your insolence. And I haven't time to stand here and idle talk either.
I think you need a little more lift there. Oh. Here, this might be
Now,
good.
look here, boy, you...
How come you never come to visit us? Other kids' grandpas take 'em hunting, fishing, all things like that.
Don't scratch the paint off that wheel. Get your pa to take you hunting and fishing.
Pa's too busy. He works from sun up till dark.
Well, maybe you ought to be helping him instead of gallivanting over the hills.
Oh, I do. Ma just sent me on an errand to the Westgates for a madstone. Westgate got bit by a rabid mule. The madstone cured him. You want to see it?
I've seen it. Been in the family for years.
There, that did it. Our house ain't far from here. Why don't you drive over?
That's just where I'm headed, boy. But not to take you fishing. I have business with your mother.
Mom! Grandpa's coming!
Grandpa?
Yeah, he's right behind me in a buggy.
Are you sure it's him?
Of course I'm sure. I talked to him. He said he was him.
It is him. Oh, it's so good to see you. Matt, come say hello to your grandpa.
Hello.
We met on the way here.
Well, come inside.
No, we can talk on the porch.
Big Matt's not at home.
Doesn't matter. It's you I've come to talk to, Ellen. Leave us, boy.
Matt, wait inside.
It's true. What I heard in town. You're getting ready to move out.
Yes, Paul, New Mexico.
You need money to buy land, even in New Mexico.
Matt's selling the herd. He's driving it north tomorrow. We'll leave as soon as he comes back.
Ellen, you're insane to go out in that wild country. Start all over again.
He needs a bigger place, a new start. Matt wants to make something of himself, Paul.
Himself? Doesn't he ever think of you?
Please, I don't want to go all over that again. If you've come here to quarrel,
I've come to stop you from jumping from the frying pan into the fire. Look at you. Tired, worn, half sick, old before your time. And now he wants to move you out in that godforsaken territory, where you'll have it even worse. I warned you when you married him. This will be your lot. 13 years, and he hasn't made a thing of himself yet.
It's not his fault. That drought 2 years ago ruined every rancher around here except you. And before that, he had nothing.
He's a failure, that's what he is, Ellen. A failure.
Paul, how long are you going to let this grudge ruin all our lives? Just because you and Matt's father fought over a piece of land.
That's only part of it. Big Matt shouldn't have courted a girl like you. Turned your head, got you to marry him without a cent to his name.
I married him because I loved him. And we've been happy, even though we haven't had much.
Well, you'd have a lot less in New Mexico. Did you ever stop to think? Hundreds of miles between ranches, and the Indians worse than they are here.
Paul, my place is with my husband.
Well, why can't he and the boy go on ahead? You stay here with me. Rest up. When they get settled, they can send for you. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Tell him how it's going to be, Ellen.
How what's going to be?
Well, Paul thought
I
that...
came to tell you what I think of a fool idea of buying a ranch in New Mexico.
Well, there's nothing I can afford to buy around here. You own most of the land in this county.
And you thought you'd get it when you married Ellen. Well, you found out.
Caleb, I wouldn't take your ranch if you paid me. I make my own way beholden to nobody. Least of all to you.
Matt, Paul,
You're
please.
making your way on the people's strength of this poor girl. I won't stand for it.
Well, you won't have to, not for long. You'll soon be in New Mexico.
I swore I'd never set foot in this place. I swore to my pride today because of Ellen. Now I'm sorry. I see it was a waste of time.
Boy, he sure is a sour one.
I'm sorry I had to talk to him that way.
Matt, you know, maybe Paul's right about staying near Langtree, near folks and shops and a doctor if need be.
I think we've been all over this before.
I know we have, but I want this feud to end.
Well, I've tried, you know that. It just won't work.
Paul's terribly upset at our leaving.
He's upset about your leaving. He'd like to see me go for good.
Matt, I don't think so. I think that deep in his heart he wants us all. You know, Paul's getting pretty old, and running that big ranch must be hard work. He needs a strong man around. He needs you, Matt.
Now, wait a minute, honey. What are you getting at?
Matt, let's go to him. Tell him he was right about New Mexico. Tell him we want to be friends.
No, I'm not going to crawl to it. Look, honey, if you really want to stay here in Langtree with your father, you stay. But once that herd is sold, I'm leaving.
Ellen? Sarah?
Thought I'd drop by and give you a hand. Boy said you were packing.
Yes. It's very kind of you.
Extra cake I made.
Oh, how good of you, Sarah. Thanks.
Is that your father I saw driving back into town?
Yes. He heard we were leaving. Came to talk us out of it. Ellen, sit down.
I agree with your father. You're really not well enough to rough it in that wilderness.
Matt feels he can get a whole new start there, Sarah.
Have you told him yet how poorly you're feeling?
I can't tell him now. He'd worry on the drive. He might not even go. I just can't bother him with my problems now. He's got so many setbacks.
But, Ellen, you gotta tell him.
I know. Maybe when he gets back from the cattle drive. Come on, let's have some tea.
Pa? You thinking about New Mexico, Pa?
Yeah, son, I guess I was.
What do we do if Mom don't want to come?
Well, I don't know.
I don't think she feels very good, Pa.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right. And I haven't made things too easy for her either.
You've done your best, Pa.
Yeah, but my best hasn't been good enough. That's funny, son. Seems everything your pa does turns out wrong. First it was drought, then epidemic, then local weed. I kind of thought in New Mexico we'd get a fresh start, but now I'm not sure. Maybe it is wrong for me to want to take your ma out there. Maybe the old man's right.
No, he's not, Pa. Don't you worry. Things will work out. They got to.
I just wish I knew how, son. I really wish I knew how. I'm gonna get back to the herd. Diego's gonna have his hands full in a few more minutes.
What'll happen if it storms real bad, Pa?
I don't know, that's hard telling, son. Animals get awful nervous in a thunderstorm. Sometimes they go half crazy.
And I better ride herd with you tonight.
Oh, no. No, if they should stampede, another rider being there wouldn't help much one way or another. Besides, you might get hurt. Better stay here and get some sleep while you can, huh? Boy, we gotta get you to the doctor fast.
You ain't coming, Pa. You can't leave the herd.
You're more important than any herd.
No, Pa, no. I can make it to Whitewater. If you lose the herd, it'll ruin everything. Please, Pa, I can make it.
You tell the doctor just how it happened? How that skunk held on?
I'll tell him.
All right, then. But you ride as fast as this horse can carry you. If that skunk had hydrophobia, there's no time to lose.
I know, Pa.
Now, you scat.
It was so sudden. And before I knew it, he had his teeth into me.
That skunk could have had hydrophobia to act like that.
That's what we were afraid of.
I'm gonna have to get your father back here.
No, please. If he leaves the herd in this storm, he'll lose them. He's had enough bad luck.
Well, he's got hams along, hasn't he?
One was all he could afford. And you can't leave a herd with one rider.
Son, you don't realize what terrible danger you're in from that bite. There's no serum for rabies. Nothing.
We don't need serum. If you've got a Madstone.
Madstone?
It works, Doc. I know it does.
Yeah? I've heard of folks that did cure. I haven't got one. I don't know who has.
My mother has one.
Where is your mother?
In Langtree.
That's 150 miles. I guess it's your only chance. Now, come on. Get going. And watch out for the engines.
You got there.
Yeah? You alone, boy?
Yes, and I gotta get home fast. Give me my horse.
You, got a gun?
No! Let me have my horse.
He's mine now.
You got no right to him. He just broke loose while I was asleep. That horse is the only thing I've got to get home with.
Finders keepers, boy. I'll get a good price out of that horse.
Now listen, mister. I gotta have my horse. I've been bit by a skunk that had hydrophobia, and I gotta get home to put my mom's Madstone on it. Listen, if I don't get home, I'll die.
That's your hard luck, boy. Out of my way now. on in for supper, son.
I don't have time. I gotta keep going.
Well, then you better take this here dried beef, this here canteen. You got a long way to go yet.
Thanks, mister. I'll pay you back.
Oh, no need.
Where's the other white man?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm all alone, honest.
Why you come here? This country belongs to Indian.
I'm just crossing over. I gotta get home fast.
White boy, lie.
No, I'm not lying, honest. I got my arm hurt and I'm trying to get home to Langtree. See, I told you.
What arm hurt you?
Skunk bit me up past Whitewater. A crazy skunk.
Crazy skunk?
Yeah, you know, animal that smells. And so anyway, that's why I gotta get home, put my mom's mad stone on it. Great Spirit made it. Take out poison.
Ah, Great Spirit.
And it sure works. So anyway, that's why I gotta get home. And my time's running out fast.
You go home all alone? From Whitewater?
That's right.
You brave boy. Go without father. Through desert and Indian country. Shuka Kai Chuo. You ride horse. Get home faster.
Thanks, mister.
Bring a horse back.
Yes, sir.
Matt!
Where's Mom?
What happened? Matt, what's happened?
Where's Mom?
She's not here, son.
Not here. Where is she? What's the matter?
Well, she's sick. Your grandfather took her over to his house.
She's sick? What's wrong with her?
She's been poorly for some time. I don't know exactly what it is. What happened to your arm?
I got bit by a hydrophobia skunk. I rode back here so I could put my mom's mad stone on it.
Well, your grandfather has the mad stone, Matt.
I guess I'll get on over there.
Well, my team's in the barn, son. Let me drive you over.
I can't wait.
What are you doing here? Why ain't you with your pa?
I gotta see my mom. Mrs. Westgate said she was sick.
You can't come in here and upset her. Her heart collapsed, the doctor said.
I gotta see her. You hear? You let me see her or I'll...
She doesn't want to see you.
I don't believe you.
It's true, she doesn't want to see you. You stick with your pa. Go out to New Mexico. Forget your mom. That's what she wants. That's what she said. She's been thinking about it a long time. She's not made for that kind of life.
Matt, where are you going?
What difference does it make?
Well, what happened? Didn't you tell your mother about your arm?
My mother doesn't even want to see me.
What? What? Matt, wait! What's this about Ella not wanting Matt?
She can't be upset. Doctor's orders.
Did you turn that poor sick boy away from his own mother?
Sick? What are you talking about?
Didn't you even ask him? That boy was bit by a rabid skunk up north. Came all the way down here for Ellen's madstone.
Rabid skunk? He came in here, asked to see his mother. When I said no, he just walked off.
Probably doesn't care what happens to him now.
Thinking his ma left him.
Mr. Reese, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
But, Sarah, I didn't mean to do anything.
Didn't mean? You've been trying to break that family up for years, and now you've done it. Well, if that boy dies, he'll be on your conscience, if you have one.
Sarah, you go inside. Look after Ellen. I'll take your team and see if I can fetch him back. Just a minute, boy. Boy, where you going?
Leave me alone.
Don't you talk to me the way, son. I'm your grandpa.
Well, you ain't much of a grandpa.
Well, maybe I ain't, boy. But why didn't you tell me you was bit by a skunk?
What difference would it make? You don't care about anything. You even turned my mom against me.
You let me see that arm, boy.
You leave
Let me see that
alone.
arm.
I told you to leave me.
You're at my place.
Your place ain't home to me.
Yes, it is. It's going to be home to all of us from now on.
That's right, Matt. Everything's going to be fine now.
Your pa and I will be partners. We need fresh blood around here.
I bought in with the money we got from the herd, son. Now all any of us wants is for you to get well.
Look, good as new.
Well, I don't know much about Madstones, but sure looks like this one drew the poison out of both of us.
Sure did, Grandpa.
Guess old Caleb was right about the poison, because they lived together in happiness for a good many years. All because of a Madstone, like this one I hold here.
প্রত্যেক প্রতিযোগীর জন্য মেন্টরস টাইম থাকছে 5 মিনিট করে।
আজকে আমাদের ফিশ ফিউশন এই সেগমেন্টের জন্য রাঁধুনি গ্রোসারিতে যাওয়ার সময় থাকছে 15 মিনিটস, আর কুকিং টাইম থাকছে 1 আওয়ার।
আর পূর্ণিমাপু, মেন্টরদের সময়টা তো দেওয়া হবে নিশ্চয়ই?
অবশ্যই থাকছে। প্রত্যেক প্রতিযোগীর জন্য মেন্টরস টাইম থাকছে 5 মিনিট করে, যাতে আপনাদের কুজিন এবং সেই সাথে রেসিপিগুলো ভালো করে যাতে বুঝিয়ে দিতে পারে।
থ্যাংক ইউ। আমি আমার টিম বিজ্ঞ বিচারক অনুরোধ করব তাদের আসনে বসার জন্য। অনেক ধন্যবাদ। মেন্টরস, প্লিজ বসবেন আপনারা। সেই সাথে প্লিজ আপনারাও বসুন। মেন্টরস, আপনারা পাচ্ছেন আপনাদের প্রত্যেক প্রতিযোগীর জন্য 5 মিনিটস এবং মেন্টরস টাইম শুরু হচ্ছে এখন।
ফিশ যেটা আপনি ভাজবেন,
এখন আপনি একটা চিলি অয়েল বানাবেন।
হাফ করে এই যে চাংগুলো থাকে না, ফিশটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি হাইলাইট হতে হবে। বিকম সুগার ফিশ সল্টটা টেস্টটা কেমন আপনি আগে বলে দিন, অর্ডার লিখে নিন, টাইমটা বেশি নেই। যে কারিটা আছে, কারিটা অনেক ফ্লেভারফুল, অনিয়ন সুপে যে কালারটা হয় ওই কালারটা হবে।
যখন আমার মেন্টর আমাকে খুব সুন্দর করে বুঝিয়ে দিয়েছে আসলে এই কুজিনটা এভাবে করতে হবে, তখন আমার কাছে মনে হলো যে এটা অনেক 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 সোজা এবং সরল একটা রেসিপি, আমি পারবো।
খুব বেশি হচ্ছে কারিটা দিবা,
ফিলিংটা হচ্ছে কি মাছ সাথে ফিশ সস পেপার লেমন জুস
টেস্টিং ফ্লেভার হিসেবে এরকম অপারেশন।
মালয়েশিয়ান কুজিন পাওয়ার পর থেকে আমার মাথায় কাজ করছে যে আমি আজকে একটা ফিশ ফ্রাই টাইপের কিছু করতে চাই। যখন আমার মেন্টরের সাথে এটা নিয়ে কথা বললাম, তখন উনি আমাকে বলল যে আমি করতে পারি, কিন্তু সে আমাকে অনেক কিছু সাজেস্ট করলো যেটা দিয়ে আমার ডিশটা আরও বেটার হতে পারে।
ভালো করেছি।
সো বেস্ট অফ লাক, গুড লাক। ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ।
আমি স্পাইসেসগুলো ঠিক কোন যে সস দরকার এটার মধ্যে, হ্যাঁ
মানে হচ্ছে আপনার
বলে যাবো আপনি আপনার এটা আপনার টাইমটাকেও তো আপনাকে কাভার করতে হবে।
ফেরদৌস আরা, আপনার সময় শেষ। থ্যাংক ইউ। পার্টিসিপেন্টস, এবারে রাধুনী স্টোরে যাবার পালা। আর আপনারা সবাই জানেন রাধুনী স্টোরের জন্য আপনাদের সময় হচ্ছে 15 মিনিটস। সো আপনাদের সময় শুরু হচ্ছে এখন।
আমি আজকে বানিয়েছি ফিশ পায়লা। নিপা, আজকে আমাদের যে নামটা আছে ফিশ ফিউশন, সেই নামের সাথে আপনার রেসিপির কোনো মিল নেই।
আমি ডেফিনেটলি বল মাছ এই স্টাইলে রান্না করার ট্রাই করব ইন দ্য ফিউচার।
এবার আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি ঢাকার প্রতিযোগী নিপাকে। নিপা, আপনার রেসিপি নিয়ে চলে আসুন।
আমি আজকে বানিয়েছি ফিশ পায়লা।
কি ফিশ ব্যবহার করেছো?
আমি বোয়াল মাছটা ব্যবহার করেছি। ফিশ কোথায়? ফিশ ম্যাম আজ কোথায় আছে? ভিতরে? হ্যাঁ ম্যাম, এটা লেয়ার করেছেন? লেয়ার করিনি, এভাবে আর কি দিয়ে দিয়েছি। ট্যাঙ্গি সসটা কি করে করেছেন? ট্যাঙ্গি সসটা আমি অরেঞ্জ, চেরি, মানে সুগার অ্যান্ড হচ্ছে হালকা একটু সয়া সস, ভিনেগার অ্যান্ড হচ্ছে রোস্টেড টমেটো দিয়ে করেছি।
এটাও কি মেন্টর বলে দিয়েছিল সসের কটিং?
মেন্টর, হ্যাঁ আমার মেন্টর আমাকে বলেছে যে একটা মানে এটাকে ইনহ্যান্স করার জন্য একটা ট্যাঙ্গি টাইপসের সস রাখলে ভালো হবে। আপনার মেন্টর নাদিয়া নাতাশা? জি, নাদিয়া নাতাশা আপু, আপনি কি ট্যাঙ্গি সস করতে বলেছিলেন?
আমি যখন ওকে বুঝিয়েছিলাম যে এটা এরকম একটা ফুল মিল, সে বলেছিল আমি একটা সস করতে চাই এর সাথে, আমি কি করতে পারবো? তো আমি বলেছিলাম এটার সাথে বেসিক্যালি সস সার্ভ করার দরকার নাই, কিন্তু সে বলছে আমি একটা সস করতে চাই এবং সেটা একটু সুইট বা ক্রিমি। তখন আমি বললাম যেহেতু আপনি করতেই চাচ্ছেন, যদি করেন, যেহেতু ফিশ, আপনি একটা লেমন বেস কোনো কিছু দিতে পারেন।
কিন্তু সসটা মজা হয়েছে।
ইনিশিয়ালি সে বলেছিল যে এটার সাথে সস যায় না, অ্যান্ড শি ইজ রাইট। সসটা আপনি করেছেন, দ্যাট ইজ ইয়োর চয়েস। বাই ইটসেলফ সসটা খেতে মজা। প্লেটিংটা আমার পছন্দ হয়নি। আই থিঙ্ক ইটস ভেরি মেসি, রাইট? চ্যালেঞ্জটা ছিল আজকে ফিশ ফিউশন। পায়রাতে ফিশ খুঁজে পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না, ইউ হ্যাভ টু রিয়েলি লুক ইন টু ইট। সসটা ইয়েস ইট হেল্পস রাইসের সাথে খেতে, বাট সসটা ছাড়া যদি আমি খাই, পায়রাতে কোনো সিগনিফিকেন্ট কোনো ফ্লেভার্স নাই।
নিপা, আজকে আমাদের যে নামটা আছে ফিশ ফিউশন, সেই নামের সাথে আপনার রেসিপির কোনো মিল নেই।
কস্টিং আপনার ওভারঅল ঠিক আছে, 542 করে আপনি এই প্লেটটা সেল করছেন। কস্টিং ইজ ওকে, বাট এটা আপনি 542-তে সেল করতে পারবেন না রিয়েল লাইফে। থ্যাংক ইউ।
এবারে চট্টগ্রামের প্রতিযোগী উর্মি মাহবুব, আপনার রেসিপি নিয়ে চলে আসুন।
হ্যালো, হাই। পেরুভিয়ান একটা কুইজিন, পেরিহো।
কি ফিশ এখানে ব্যবহার করে?
এখানে আমি বোয়াল ফিশটা ইউজ করেছি।
বোয়াল ফিশটাকে কিভাবে নিয়েছো?
ছোট কিউব কেটে করে নিয়েছিলাম।
কিউব কিউব করে
একটু করে ফ্রাই করেছি প্রথমে কর্নফ্লাওয়ার দিয়ে, দেন আমি আবার স্টুর সাথে আমি প্রথমে বোয়ালের যে স্কিনটা ছিল ওটা দিয়ে একটা স্টক করেছিলাম, ওইটা দিয়ে আমি স্টুটা রান্না করেছি।
ফিশ স্টু আকারে যদি বলো তাহলে ভালো, তবে বোয়ালের ফ্লেভারটা কিন্তু আছে। খারাপ না, খেতে ভালো। আমি বলবো ভালো ছিল, গুড ট্রাই।
থ্যাংক ইউ। প্রথমত আমার কাছে মনে হচ্ছিল উনি কি ভুলে চিংড়ি মাছ উঠিয়ে নিয়ে আসছে, চিংড়ি মাছ একটা কোনো অপশন ছিল না। তারপর কারণ ফিশগুলো এত সুন্দর করে মনে হচ্ছিল যেখানে শ্রিম গোল 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 করে দেয়া। তারপর যখন বোয়াল ফিশ বললেন আর এটা ফিউশন, তখন একটু কনফিউজ ছিলাম যে এবার মনে হয় হালকা হলেও স্মেল পাবো। তো মুখে দিয়ে বোয়াল ফিশ মনেই হয়নি আমার কাছে, যা মনে হচ্ছে ডিফারেন্ট কোনো ফিশ। খুবই ভালো, খুবই মজার। সেই সাথে আপনার ব্রেডের সাথে যে আপনার গার্লিক একটা অয়েল মনে হয় করেছেন, গার্লিক অয়েল, বাটার অয়েল, কাইন্ড অফ গার্লিক ব্রেডের মতনই লাগছিল ওটার সাথে যখন মিক্স করে খাচ্ছি। সো ইটস রিয়েলি নাইস। শুরু তো
সিম্পল প্লেটিং, অনেক নাইস কালার্স আপনি নিয়ে এসেছেন এই ডিশটাতে। বোয়াল মাছ আমার অনেক প্রিয়, বাট আমি কখনোই আগে এইভাবে করে খাইনি। ইটস আ ডিফারেন্ট প্রেজেন্টেশন, ডিফারেন্ট টেক্সচার অফ বোয়াল মাছ আপনি নিয়ে এসেছেন। আই থিঙ্ক বোয়াল মাছ আপনি যেভাবে করে কুক করেছেন দ্যাট ইজ পারফেক্ট। সো আমি ডেফিনেটলি বোয়াল মাছ এই স্টাইলে রান্না করার ট্রাই করব ইন দ্য ফিউচার। কস্টিংটা ঠিক হয়নি, এটা আপনার খরচ। প্রফেশনাল কিচেনে কাজ করা হয়েছে?
না, অ্যাকচুয়ালি এখনো করা হয়নি।
প্রফেশনাল কিচেনে আপনি যখন কস্টিং করবেন, এভরি ডিশ হ্যাজ টু বি ×3। এভাবেই শেখানো হয়েছিল, রাইট? আপনি নিজের ইচ্ছা একটা প্রাইস দিয়ে দিবেন, আপনার বাকি খরচ কোথা থেকে আসবে। ইটস নট অনলি অ্যাবাউট এই খাবারটা বানাতে আমার কত টাকা লেগেছে, এটা আমি খাবারের উপর একটু প্রফিট ধরে সেল করে দিলাম। অন্যান্য যা কস্ট আছে আপনার, সেগুলো তো এই ফুডের ভিতরেই আসতে হবে রেস্টুরেন্ট পার্সপেক্টিভে, রাইট? সো কস্টিংটা হয়নি, ভুল।
থ্যাংক ইউ উর্মি।
তাহলে কি নিচ্ছি, পুরো কেন খাওয়াচ্ছে?
লেবু কেন কামড়ে থেকেছে, লেবু কেন পড়ে যেতে বলছে। সময় হয়েছে রাধুনী স্টোরে যাবার এবং সেখান থেকে আপনাদের কি কি ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস লাগবে সেটা নিয়ে আসতে হবে। আর বরাবরের মতো আমাদের সময় 15 মিনিটস। সো আপনাদের সময় শুরু হচ্ছে এখন। তো আজকে যে নজন রান্না করছেন আপনাদের সময় 1 ঘন্টা, আর সেই সময় শুরু হচ্ছে এখন।
পুরো কেন খেয়া হচ্ছে লেবু কেন কামড়ে দিচ্ছে লেবু কেন পড়ে দিতে বলছে
পার্টিসিপেন্টস আর মাত্র 30 মিনিটস বাকি আছে অনলি 30 মিনিটস
আজকে আমি করেছি স্পাইসি তেরিয়াকি চিকেন উইথ গার্লিক ব্রকলি লেয়ার্ড ইন বাও
আমার কাছে অসাম লেগেছে
আজকে আমার ছিল ডার্ক চকলেট অ্যান্ড চিলি মুস্টার্ড উইথ স্ট্রবেরি কোলিজ অ্যান্ড ক্যারামেলাইজ পপকর্ন অন টপ।
ভেতরের জিনিসটা খেলাম তখন খুবই ভালো লাগছিল, ফ্লেভারফুল, অনেক মজা লাগছিল। বাট সাইডটা নিয়ে যখন কেটে খেয়েছি তখন এই যে ঝামেলাটা হচ্ছে,
পোড়ার কারণে কাটাও যাচ্ছিল না, ঝুরঝুর করে পড়ে যাচ্ছিল।
বরিশালের নওশিন আপনার খাবার নিয়ে চলে আসুন।
আজকে আমি করেছি স্পাইসি তেরিয়াকি চিকেন উইথ গার্লিক ব্রকলি লেয়ার্ড ইন বাও
প্লেটিংটা ইনিশিয়ালি দেখে একটু মেসি মনে হয়, এত কিছু না দিলেও হতো, নিট লাগতো একটু। বাউটা ইউজুয়ালি একটু ফ্লাফি হয় বাট কনস্ট্রেন ছিল, সো গুড ট্রাই। বাও হয়েছে এমনি, বাট আরেকটু রেখে দিলে ডোটা একটু ফ্লাফি হতো। আপনি টেরিয়াকি সসে গোচুজাংটা যদি সরিয়ে দিতেন would have been much better. Yeah, teriyaki is a Japanese sauce, gochujang is a Korean flavor. Other than that, it's okay, it's a good try. ভালো ছিল।
একটা নতুন রেসিপি ট্রাই করেছো, মোটামুটি।
আমার কাছে অসাম লেগেছে, এক্সেলেন্ট।
কস্টিং নোশন ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালি ঠিক আছে, বাট ওভারঅল প্লেটিংয়ের কস্টিংটা দিয়ে দিবেন, ঠিক আছে? সব কিছু ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল কস্টিংটা ঠিক আছে, রাইট? বাট ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালি আর সেলিং প্রাইস দিতে হবে না, ঠিক আছে? থ্যাংক ইউ।
এবারে আজকের দিনটি যার জন্য ডু অর ডাই, ডক্টর মুনিম ফরিদপুরের, চলে আসুন আপনার খাবার নিয়ে।
আজকে আমার ছিল ডার্ক চকলেট অ্যান্ড চিলি মুস্টার্ড উইথ স্ট্রবেরি কোলিজ অ্যান্ড ক্যারামেলাইজ পপকর্ন অন টপ।
এটাতে কি প্রবলেম?
ভেঙে যাচ্ছে।
এই কালারটা আসলো কিভাবে?
কোকো পাউডার।
কালো রংটা কিভাবে এসেছে?
একটু কি বার্ন হয়েছে? আপনি একটাও খেয়ে
একটা টোটাল আমি খেয়েছি।
একটা টোটাল খেয়েছেন, কোনো বার্ন কিছু পাননি?
বার্ন হয়েছে।
যাই হোক, আমি এই যে এইটুকু আমি একটু আলাদা করে রেখেছি, যেটা আমার কাছে মনে হচ্ছে পুড়ে গেছে। অ্যান্ড আমি যদি স্মেল করি এটা, আপনার মেন্টার্সকে?
মেন্টার নাদিয়া নাতাশা।
নাদিয়া নাতাশা আপু, উনি তো বেকিং মাস্টার। নাদিয়া নাতাশা আপু, আপনি একটু আসবেন প্লিজ।
আমি না একটা গন্ধ পেয়েছিলাম, পোড়া গন্ধ, এইটাই সেইটা। নাদিয়া,
আপনি কি ট্রাই করে দেখবেন? ফুলি বার্ন,
ফুললি বার্ন, কমপ্লিট।
এটা ফুললি বার্ন। একবার বের করেছিল, উনি বুঝতে পেরেছিল না যেটা আসলে বেক হয়েছে কিনা, উনি আবার বেক করেছে। মানে যেহেতু এটা ডার্ক, উনি মেবি বুঝতে পারেন, ওনার কাছে মনে হয়েছে একটু হবে বার্ন হয়ে গেছে।
আপনি যখন এটা নিয়ে যাবেন টপ পার্টটা একটু ট্রাই করে দেখেন, ইটস কমপ্লিটলি বার্ন। বার্ন তিতা, ইটস ভেরি আনফর্চুনেট। আজকে আপনাকে অনেক ভালো করতে হতো, অ্যান্ড আজকে লাক আপনাকে ফেভার করছে না।
সাইডের পার্টটা ছাড়া আমি জাস্ট উপরের পপকর্ন সহ ভেতরের জিনিসটা খেলাম, তখন খুবই ভালো লাগছিল, ফ্লেভারফুল, অনেক মজা লাগছিল। বাট সাইডটা নিয়ে যখন কেটে খেয়েছি তখন এই যে ঝামেলাটা হচ্ছে,
পোড়ার কারণে কাটাও যাচ্ছিল না, ঝুরঝুর করে পড়ে যাচ্ছিল। আর আদারওয়াইজ দেখতে ভালো ছিল।
কস্টিং ইজ ওকে মুনিম, কস্টিং ঠিক আছে অ্যান্ড ভেরি নিটলি ডান, ভালো হয়েছে।
Là sao từ đây tao không hiểu anh. What we don't understand. Rồi vừa xem bên đây, tự không hiểu gì hết. Ây da. Farming. Yeah, I'm farming, bro. Let's farming. Chém mấy cái vỡ cái thùng, hơi mỏi mắt đấy. Ui. Ui. Chém cho anh xin. Ôi lóa quá. Magnesium. Thuốc gì đây? Cái thuốc gì đây? Oh my god, bro. Kiểu này sẽ khiến ta vui vẻ. Xong rồi, nhót rồi. Đi chỗ khác chơi. Trăm ba chín mã tăng. Mọi thứ nó bách lại nha. HPG 27,5. What? TCB đâu? TCB 23,2. Trừ 0,4. TCB vừa vùng giảm giá. Tích lũy biểu đồ gì đấy, hồ sơ cổ tức 2023 chấm tiền cho cổ phiếu này. Nhận một gậy quá khổ. Đi. Đấy, yes sir. Ma thuật tiên phong. Lòng anh cứ đau thật lại. Wow, 3.2 thằng hình kinh ấy. 141 mã tăng. HPG 27,6. Bay rồi. That's good. Bẹp. Chỉ biết đi cần được hết không? Không cần được hết. Chuỗi thủ bại tốt. Vậy 55 bình thường. 3,2. Kìa lòng anh cứ đau thật lại. Áp chết liên tục thôi. Thừa này, bánh ngọt tiên linh hóa hình. Thời không. Tiên linh hóa hình, tiên linh. Hai 7,5 thế là ok rồi. Khoản là bao nhiêu? Hôm nay 603 triệu. Còn HNX hóa xe. Tự nhiên là chủ mình nhá, tham và Ken rồi. Unbelievable. Cái là gì vậy? Can trường bù là mau lấy thăm Ken. Thằng sụt. Ông mật hóa hình, tiên linh can trường. Học giả ấn chính. Chẳng đáng tớ là cần thôi, xong rồi, nhót rồi. Giờ lòng anh cứ đau thật lại. Bạt 2 ạ. Cái gì đấy, cái gì đấy? Rồi đấy, con em kia về để kia luôn.